Uganda has declared the end of its sixth Ebola outbreak, marking a significant milestone in the fight against the deadly Sudan strain of the virus. This comes after 42 days without a new case, the critical threshold set by the World Health Organization to confirm containment. Joining us now to unpack Uganda's response and the ongoing risks is Dr. Tetteh, a Ghanaian expert in infectious diseases management. Dr. Tetteh, always good to speak to you. Now, what key measures contributed to Uganda's ability to contain this outbreak faster than previous ones?
Sorry, I didn't get your question.
Okay, I will repeat it. What key measures contributed to Uganda's ability to contain this outbreak faster than previous ones?
So I think that, well, they say the devil you know is better than the angel you don't know. So I guess it's because we have seen cases of Ebola before. We've learned from our past mistakes, not just Ebola, but we've learned from how to manage COVID-19 as well. So I think that it's just because we had seen something similar. It was easier to manage it quicker and then get the best results.
Now, how significant was the absence of an approved vaccine for the Sudan strain? And what hope does the trial offer?
Well, I think it's always hopeful if we invest in research to find vaccines and then to get complete treatment and eradication. So, yes, it was significant. But like I said, it's because of our previous management and then how we're able to manage it initially. That's how come I think that it was quite successful.
So the fact that there were 4 lives lost. Now, this is obviously any life lost is a life too many, but only 4 lives lost. Is this one of the successes of dealing with this particular Ebola outbreak?
Yes, and as much as it's very important that we work towards losing no life, I believe that when we lose less lives in the same situation, given the same circumstances, then it's seen as a positive direction. We're moving in a positive direction. So for this one, first we have to look at the case fatality rate. So how many cases were there and how many people died? How were we able to manage and prevent further deaths? And I think that for this, the last reported was 14 cases and then 4 deaths. So I think that that's very impressive. And it seemed like there's hope. And then it's a positive direction when it comes to our management of emergency conditions, especially the ones that are very, very contagious. Even with this one, you could see that the response of WHO was really fast. Within a very short time, they increased surveillance, and it was more of an all-hands-on-deck approach because we had learned from our past mistakes. So it was easier to apply the strategies and the guidelines that were used in previous management to this one to result in very few deaths as compared to previous circumstances.
So what strategies are being employed to ensure that there isn't a recurrence of this strain of Ebola or any other for that matter?
So yes, when there's a contagious disease, you do everything you can. But of course, we are hoping because humans are moving, we're coming into contact with people, we're coming into contact with animals, their body fluids and all. So in as much as we hope that we don't get it, we don't rule out the fact that it may happen. It could happen. So what is done is that, yes, we've had guidelines and strategies. Now we encourage people. We told them what to do. Protect yourself. Make sure that when you see these symptoms such as vomiting of blood especially, or patients who have severe headache or fever or fatigue and it's unexplained and it's contagious, people are having it, their family members are having it, you try and stay away and avoid contact with them. And then you make sure that you're avoiding contact with all sorts of animals. And then, of course, you're washing your hand as often as possible using the sanitizer as well. So these guidelines are there. And then we ask people to implement it. Now, surveillance has increased. It's easier to be able to identify where there's a disease or a contagious disease, and then all hands are on deck. Everybody's able to work on it. The other thing is, the other challenge may be when it comes to whether or not governments will give full details, because that's what the challenge that was seen in Uganda. The governments are always scared to give full details because of tourism and then because of the negative economic impacts talking about this may have. And so, yes, we're speaking to governments as well, in spite of the discrimination it's important that you give all the information that is necessary so that at least people, in as much as people won't come to your country, is still able to contain the disease within a specific location so that its management is reduced. So these are some of the strategies that are put in place.
Dr. Hannah-Lisa Tetteh, Ghanaian medical doctor, speaking to us on the declaration that the Uganda 6 Ebola outbreak is now